I detected shear waves at the moment of the collapse of the North Tower, Tower 1. It is obvious that only explosives can create this kind of waves. And another parameter is important. It is the frequency, the wave frequency. When you hit a solid, the frequency is above 10 Hertz, and here the frequency which was recorded is under 0.5, 0.6, 0.5 Hertz, and only explosives or earthquakes can create this kind of wave frequencies.
Now, what's interesting is, and what I took from your paper, and correct me anywhere where I get it wrong, but you know, the everything you're describing coming from the Twin Towers, and you break it down too by, you know, the waves from the airplane impacts supposedly, and the waves from the buildings hitting the ground, and also but that they're different between the two towers. That what you read from Tower 1 is different from Tower 2. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes, there is another parameter which indicate that the same event, for example, the impact or collapse, this kind of event had to create the same magnitude. So, in the contrary, the magnitude is different in the case of the impact, of the time of the impact, and in the time of the collapses. You don't have the same strength of the source, and it is obvious once more that only explosives can be the origin of these differences in magnitude, because it was not the same explosives. And I detected that if we studied the nature of the signals, seismic signals, that is to say the presence of a P wave, of a S wave, and or the absence of P wave and S wave, and the shape of the surface waves, we can detect that if the explosions were subterranean, underground, or were at the subsurface, that is to say, at the surface of the ground. It is important because people witnesses said that they heard a lot of explosions, but they heard aerial explosions. The explosions inside the tower in the air. This explosion cannot be recorded from the seismic waves because all the energy is dispersed, is lost in the air. We do not, the seismic signals do not record the aerial explosions. They record only what I said, subaerial and the subterranean explosions. And we can see that the Tower 1 was collapsed by subterranean, an important subterranean explosion, but the Tower 2 and the Tower 7 was collapsed only by explosion at the surface, the ground surface.
Now, what I find extremely interesting, and this knocked me back, believe it or not, is in your analysis and conclusion, is that the waves that were generated by the airplane impacts on both twin towers were so different that they couldn't have had the same origin, and that the difference in magnitude of the two signals can only be linked to differences in the volume of explosives and/or their distance from the surface. So can you elaborate on that a little with the airplane impacts and the waves that the magnitude from the two signals that came from that?
Yes. We can. It is impossible to connect the magnitude on the frequencies of the seismic signals with the impact and with the collapse. For example, the impact between the plane and the tower cannot create seismic waves because both bodies are hollow. They are not solid. There is an envelope around air, and even the tower, only the the columns were solid. All around it was glass and hollow on air. It is impossible to get seismic waves in this case. As for the collapse, the tower collapsed during several seconds and a minute. And if you want to have seismic waves, the hit must be very brief, fraction of a second, and it was not the case when the towers collapsed.